Welcome to another exciting episode of the IsaacBoyz podcast. Dwayne the Ghost alongside Terrorizing. Coming at you guys with episode 106.
Is it 106?
I think so. Episode 106 coming at you guys.
No, you sure last week is
Or maybe it's 105. It's been a busy week.
It's been a busy week.
Don't hold it against me for not knowing the number. This is episode 106. I know it's correct.
You were correct.
Keeping
you on your toes.
A lot going on this past weekend and moving forward. So as you mentioned before in the last episode that we was expecting, it could have been any day, any week, we're ready for baby to come, and it was actually because we recorded a Thursday, so it was the Friday.
No, it was on a.
It was on a Saturday. It definitely was on a Saturday. Because we just went to dinner.
It was on a Sunday.
Well, it started on a Saturday for me.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it was on a Sunday. But yeah, Saturday night, went out to dinner with the wife and some family, because the wife's birthday passed recently, and then, we had a lot of things going on then, so we kind of did a little dinner, kind of celebrating that, and, of course, the baby and all that's going on. So we did that, and had a nice dinner, came home. Actually, I dropped her off home, like around maybe 10-ish or so, because I had to come back to the lounge.
Yep.
We came to the lounge, worked, because people were here, help you with the close up and everything. Then, got home, showered up, got cleaned up and everything. Another typical day. Went to bed as per usual, but I don't usually, I go to bed, but I don't sleep, at least not right away anyway. So I'm, just there chilling, usually. And I guess I was a bit tired because it's been a long day with everything that was going on, with the lounge and dinner and everything. Had a big dinner, had a bit, a couple of drinks, feeling good, steak in my belly. So I'm dozing off, passing out. This is around, because we closed the lounge around what, around 1-ish.
It was late. We looked close.
1:30ish, something like that. So by the time we got home, it was around 2, 2ish or so. By the time I got settled, it was closer to 3 o'clock, roughly. And I woken up to my wife, saying, that she thinks, her water broke, or either that or she beat herself and she didn't intend to. So, so we, we were, hustling, trying to get, see what's up with, everything. We're like, you know what, it wasn't a lot, so that's why we weren't too alarmed. But just to be safe, go to the doctor, get things checked out, make sure all is well. Because she wasn't feeling any contractions or nothing, just magic water came out of nowhere. So, so we go to the hospital and everything. Turns out she started to dilate, and it's pretty much go time for the most part. So it's well, we weren't prepared, unfortunately, because we didn't walk with anything. Didn't walk with the go bag. Didn't walk with nothing. Didn't even walk with phone chargers. Just pretty much threw something over our backs and head out the door. So yeah, we're at the hospital and it's baby's coming, so get ready. So yeah, went through that whole thing, whole process of watching the wife go through the stages of labor, dilation and all that. And a few hours later, which is now going into the next day, obviously, which is like you said, the Sunday. It was go time. Time for baby to come. So everything, nurses, everybody said, start scrambling, getting everything together. And it's quite the feat of some of the stuff the women go through, as far as
a lot of things we take for granted, being men.
Things we take for granted, what women go through to bring life into the world. Because I'm gonna try my best not to be too graphic on this platform, but the strength of a woman is definitely something, because she didn't have any real complications. She was doctor was all right, ready, and Like, all right, ready? When the next contraction comes, I need a big strong push. So said, so done. And with just one push, out comes the baby. So wasn't a whole lot of pushing, even to the point, baby's, hand was kind of like up like this, and doctor's like hold on. She's like, I can't. Like, baby's coming out, and it was her time. So one push, she flew out, and the rest is history, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
September 4th is now the day of the
new edition of Isaac's.
there you go. Because ironically, if you guys are aware or unaware, both our kids now have the same birthday.
Mm-hmm. I almost contacted the Daily News about that because I'm sure that's a story they would like to write.
I'm sure that is a story they'd like to write about. We probably should. But yeah,
Nice little feel-good story.
it happened, and it was quite the experience. But yeah, now both our kids have the same birthday, so they're not twins, but they're
They're birthday twins.
they're birthday twins, pretty much. Which is incredible. It gives you the feeling that life isn't random. I don't think, like, the things that happen in life, I don't think it's random. It's all some design of some sort. Somebody's having a field day with all of this. Because this is you can't make this stuff up.
You can't even. You're right. Because I remember when my son was born, I didn't want him to be unborn. I wanted him to be born on my birthday, which I felt he was going to be born on my birthday, but the doctor at the time, she wanted to go away, and I guess it was around the same time, Labor Day or whatever, so she wanted to go away, and she said, well, we can induce you, just so that she's here for when the baby. Well, she gave us a chance. She gave us a choice. We could either not do anything and then the baby comes and she's not here, or we could induce her now and not have to worry about that. So reluctantly, we agreed to do it that way and have to be born on the 4th. And now, turns out it was for a good reason, because now both our kids are born on the 4th. So, like you said, maybe it's not as random as we think.
It can be.
But it's pretty cool.
It is super dope. They're birthday twins, even though they're not siblings or cousins, but
They're pretty much going to be siblings.
they're gonna be siblings, pretty much. And yeah, it's fatherhood. Officially being a father now, and it's quite the experience. Very joyful. It's definitely a blessing, It's like I like being away from her is a challenge for me now. It's like,
Yep. I know exactly what it's like. Because it's one of those things that, at least anybody that has had a good experience, with parenting and being a first-time parent, it's one of those things you can't really prepare for. You can't really, I can tell you all the different emotions that you should feel or what it's like. It's like this, but there's really nothing that really describes it.
no,
You know what I mean? It's just something you have to experience and be like, oh, this is what it is. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I thought I'd be more emotional, like while I was like during the process, because if you guys know me, I'm a bit of a softie, especially like when it comes to certain things, like my wedding, bawled my eyes out.
As did I.
Baby shower, I was pretty emotional too there as well, but no, I didn't cry at all. I thought I would, I was expecting to, but I think I was more. Matter of fact, I think I blame my wife for that, because I think I was more shocked that she was still alive. Seeing everything that she was going through, versus your baby's here kind of a moment, Because I try not to be. I've never seen so much blood in my life. I'm just gonna be straight up. I've never seen so much blood in one place in my life.
There it is.
Like, I literally thought, like, well, that's it. Like, she's gone. But no, she was alert the whole time. She was awake. She didn't seem like fainty or anything. She was good. Baby came out and had the mommy daughter moment, the baby and everything, and it was special.
Yeah,
She opened her eye like when she came out, like she opened her left eye. I was looking on her right, but she opened her left eye when she came out, and the first thing she saw was me. Even though she can't see, obviously she's coming out. The other eye was covered down with stuff, but Yeah, she opened her eye and I was right there. So
Yeah.
the first time she opened her eye, I was there. And ironically enough, when she actually did open her eyes, like to be aware of her, her sight and everything, I was there as well for that too. Because I don't leave her side. Except for now, when I'm with you guys.
Yeah. And I remember when my son was born, I wasn't emotional during the process. I think the only time I got emotional was when they took him away. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Because they didn't take her away. Like I went with them. Like when they took her away from the mother, obviously, but I went with her. And like when she was doing all her screening and everything, I was right there for the entire process. The only time I didn't leave her. Because she did everything. I was right there with her. I mean, I did check on the mother. I did check on my wife. While it during partway through it, but I was there for majority of the whole thing. And I brought her back to her to her mother and everything. So
Yeah, because I remember being there, and where was it? I think we were somewhere. 'Cause I think my wife wasn't with me. It was just me and him. I think they had to take him to do all that stuff. I think I cried then, but I do remember being with him when they did all the measurements. So I'm trying to remember why did they take him from me? I don't remember exactly what it was. But anyway, yeah, parenting, quite the experience. You always think you're prepared for it until it happens, and then you get hit with a rush of emotions that you've never really quite felt before. I mean, yeah, you know things you like, people in your life that you love. You know what those emotions are. You can relate to those emotions, but to have something that you like or you love that much.
I've never loved something so much in my life.
100%. I know exactly what you're talking about. So yeah, for those of you who don't have kids, you probably won't understand, and that's not a bad thing. It's just it's just your life. I'm on the point in my life where I don't try to tell people how to live their life, because life is short as is, much less for anybody to dictate how anyone lives their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, you're not making other people's life miserable. Do you?
Yeah, I mean, being like a father now and having her, and watching her just do anything, it's just like I don't want to go anywhere. Like
you don't want to miss those moments. Yeah,
don't want to miss those moments, and just having her, like, I could see we're gonna be the best of friends. Like, it's so dope.
It's a different experience.
I've never loved anything as much.
And you probably won't. At least my experience, anyway. And the thing is, everybody's experience is different. As kids get older, they have different, influences. There will be times when she'll everything that you're going through right now. There's I wouldn't say there's the opposite emotion of that, but there's a negative side of that as well too, when they're gonna
do some stupid stuff.
Do something stupid that makes you upset, like you've probably never been upset before. But I think the reason you're that upset is because of the attached emotion of the love. And it's not like it's not just some kid doing something stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where you can just dismiss it and move on in your life. It's like not from you. You know what I mean? So there's those moments too. And this is kind of a weird, it's a different way to start the podcast, but
it is.
Here we are,
Well, I just want to share a little bit.
Yeah, sure. And we definitely got to change it up every now and again.
I'm sure you guys will appreciate, the insight. So yeah, that's what the balloon is for. As you can see, the balloon. It's a girl, baby girl's hair. Baby Kaya.
Glare on it, but yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Her name is Kaya, Kya, and she's special. And I found it a bit ironic. Well, it's not really ironic, but I don't know if you're aware, but the queen just died.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So a queen died and one was born. So there you go.
There you go.
Rest in peace to the Queen of England. But yeah. Outside of that, we still have things to attend to here at the lounge, and so we've been doing that as best as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Albeit, a bit of a struggle at this point, but
it is a bit of a struggle. I mean, not like we're struggling, but it's just there's a lot of things to be done, a lot of responsibilities, and it's tough. It was tough for two people, much less for one person when it's just me here. And sometimes there's days when it's just my brother here, and it can be it's the past month I would say has been a bit tough, but it's a good tough because it's not tough in the sense that, oh man, this thing isn't working kind of thing. It's not that at all. It's
it's not we're doing work that we don't want to do.
Exactly, and
that's what makes it easier.
And the good thing is, like, I know we come on here, we say this a lot, but like we're legit hitting our stride now. Mm-hmm. Like for the past month, we had like what four new memberships just kind of out of the blue. Actually, that happened in a matter of days almost. Yeah.
It was within a month, but it happened within
like I would say 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Which
is crazy, and we're actually right on track to get a fifth as well. It's like things are booming. We're almost outgrowing this space.
Almost.
Like to the I almost the one table that's over in the corner that doesn't really get used, but not really. There's a part of me that wants to kind of probably fold it up just to make more space. Because it when all the members are here and it's all.
When the lounge is popping, it's popping.
When it's popping, it's popping. It's it can be a little crowded. Not really. I mean, it's not too crowded. Like you still move around, but
it's good. It's good vibe. But we're building a small community actually.
There's definitely a small community. Like
everyone, like all the members anyway. Like, they all that come regularly. Like they all they met each other. Everyone's having a great time.
Everybody knows each other.
They look out for each other even.
Mm-hmm. People, that's one thing I will say about that. I don't know I don't know if we're to blame for that or we're just happen to get lucky to find good people. Mm-hmm. But we have a great group of people that come through this lounge and that look out for each other, look out for for people, even us. You know what I mean? And it's again, I don't know if it's the energy that we put out because these people could be anybody. You know what I mean? It could literally be anybody, but for some reason. Everyone kind of has that good vibe to them. Yeah. You have a good environment here, so it's very welcoming. Like, there's no judgment. No, everyone's just happy-go-lucky for the most part. And there's all walks of life that come through. It's so crazy. There's the really what you would expect. The typical nerd or whatever you want to call them, whatever term you want to use. Yeah. Which is plays a lot of video games, maybe not so, fluent with, speaking to women and stuff like that. The more introverted. Introvert. You got the introverted, side of, people that come through. You also get your more, outspoken, Your more outspoken. Outgoing types that, still into anime, but they still have a life outside of that as well. Then you have, your people that, are for the streets pretty much, In a good way. In a good way, but you could, if people are on the outside, like looking at them on the outside, you wouldn't think that they're the more hood crowd. Yeah, is for lack of a better term. We're throwing these terms around loosely just to paint a picture that you would understand. You know what I mean? I'm not using these terms to describe anybody. It's just a term that once we say it, you get an idea of who we're referring to, paints a picture for But yeah. But yeah, we got all those walks of life, and everything in between that. And everything in between, older, younger, all age groups. And they all come in to hang out together, and it's a good time. Mm-hmm. It's guys, girls, all of it. Yeah, and that's the next thing I was about to get into is that, before it was just bunch of guys, sausage fest, whatever you want to call it, But now the ratios are definitely changing. Mm-hmm. Like this week has probably been the most diverse the ratios has been for a long time. Like, throughout this week, there's been a lot of chicks coming through. At times, 3, 4, 5 chicks in here at a time. You know what I mean? Like, and when the chicks come through, the guys are right behind. Chicks is not a term that I guess is acceptable in this day and age. But a lot of girls come through, a lot of females.
Did we say chicks?
We did say chicks, and we said it more than once too.
Shame on.
We said it more than once.
Should know better.
Should know better. But a lot of females, like on this week, you know, at one point, you know, you had like 4 or 5 different females in here. You know what I mean? And that wasn't the norm before. You know what I mean? And it's not to, you know, it's not to be creepy or anything. It's just like it just shows the level of diversity that we, you know, we have of our crowd that comes through here, and I like it because for a lot of the guys that, you know, don't get a chance to talk to females or anything or interact with females, they're getting that opportunity. And there is a lot like there's a couple of people that, you know, it's that we're probably gonna have to talk to in terms of, you know, suave. You know what I mean?
Their approach, yeah.
Their approach. You know, because some people, you know, we have had complaints of people not being felt comfortable or whatnot. So we will address those situations.
Yeah, I mean,
as they come up.
it's nothing major.
There's nothing crazy going on where, you know, girls are getting, you know,
Nothing.
groped or anything like that. It's nothing along those lines. It's just, you know,
People
guys that are not used to speaking to females, they, you know, they don't know how to approach them, and sometimes, you know, they can be what they think is playful, and it's not. Some females not for that. So,
Yeah. But all around good vibes here.
All around good vibes.
I'm definitely loving it. There hasn't been any fights or nothing.
no fights are breaking out.
Like everyone seems to get. I mean, every once in a while, you know, of course, it gets competitive.
It's getting
And people,
competitive.
you know, throw verbal jabs, but everything has been all in good sport. So
Mm.
I really like the vibe here.
No, nothing physical yet.
Said yet. Yeah, it's a really good vibe.
It's a good vibe at the lounge. Nice little community, and it's getting bigger every week. Like, you know, like we mentioned before, you know, tourists start coming in. You know, I mean, we do have tourists that come in. Once we ramp up that campaign and more tourists start coming in, it's gonna be a very interesting vibe, because then you're gonna have, you know, like tourists, like when you get like real like gamers from the States start coming in, and they get to mingle with, you know, real gamers here. It's our reach. Like, I don't think we're hitting our stride now, but there's a whole other area that we're slowly going to start, you know, tapping into in terms of, you know, collaborations with different organizations and, you know, people stateside, and, you know, doing collaborative events, you know. And I'm definitely looking forward to that kind of thing, because I feel like anyone that comes to the lounge appreciates the lounge for what it is. Whether you've been to a lounge in the States, or, you know, our vibe is definitely different. You know, it's a small little vibe, and like literally, I have people tell me daily, like, you know, I love the vibes here. Daily, I hear that.
Yep, we got something special here.
So we definitely have something special here. Which, like, I mean, I don't necessarily ever want to move from this spot, but I mean, we definitely are outgrowing it eventually. But I'm wondering, what do we do in that situation where, you know, this becomes too small? And, you know, all the members show up at once. You know, like, right now, if all the members show up at once,
It's a party.
It's a party, and it's, you know, it's, you know, it could be a thing. But like, as we continue to add members, you know, that's gonna be closer to that. Stuff like that's gonna start happening where, you know, there's a lot of people in here. You know what I mean? So in the event that we do outgrow our current spot, you know, I don't know. I would definitely miss this spot, because this is, you know, definitely has a soft spot.
Has its, you know, own unique little vibe. Dig it. But like you mentioned, the events, we are gonna be. I think we did we announce a date for our tournament last week?
We didn't, but even before we get into that kind of stuff, one other thing that we forgot to mention or failed to mention,
Which was
our birthdays tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the thing, huh?
That's you know, this getting older thing is definitely happening.
It's a real thing. So, yeah, our birthdays are tomorrow. So yeah, getting older.
Another year in the life.
Another year in the life.
Yeah, you know, this year was definitely one of
Many challenges.
many challenges. This was a very challenging year, but it was also a very rewarding year.
Yep.
And I look forward to another year filled with more challenges and more rewards.
And more rewards, most definitely.
Hopefully more rewards than challenges, but
Speak.
with challenges come rewards. So
There you go. There's a good idea there. There's a good idea in there somewhere. But
Yeah. But yeah,
definitely more challenges than rewards.
yeah.
But with challenges does come rewards.
So yeah, no birthday plans because obviously we're gonna be working. You gotta work. If you don't work, you don't eat. So.
But there's a little birdie told me that I think some of our members might be doing something for us tomorrow. So
I heard that as well too. Like, it was never nothing clear to me, but
not clear to me either. But
I don't know if I should be concerned or excited. I don't know.
We'll see. I'm excited.
You never know these days. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see.
I mean, maybe maybe they'll just bring some cake and stuff, and that's fine. That's accepted. It's always good to be appreciated, and I guess that's one way of people showing appreciation for what it is we have here. I mean, it's cool. I'm interested to see what happens. We did have a nice little get together here on Labor Day.
Yeah, Labor Day.
A lot of people come and they started bringing your own bottle. People started bringing food. It was a nice little vibe. And if our birthday can be anything like that,
that'd be good.
It would be good because that was actually one of my best days here. I felt.
Unfortunately, I missed it because I was being a daddy. But
it was definitely a good vibe.
I watched a lot of it on the security cam. So
because it was nice.
I did pass through and get.
I mean,
I got a couple shots on it.
It could be because granted we are a children-friendly environment, but when it gets later, and people start bringing out the bottles or whatever, it's it's
a good vibe.
It's a good vibe, and it's not a again because we're not there's a lot of introverts and there's a lot of it's not a rowdy vibe. There's a lot of people that just needs those inhibitions to be lowered a little bit, and bottles do it, and like I said, that was a good vibe on Labor Day, and if our birthday can be anything like that, it'd be cool. It'd be a nice birthday. Like that in itself would be good for me. We're not people that really need a lot in terms of stuff.
True.
You know what I mean?
I do have stuff I want though.
Yeah, you gotta work for it, sir. Like everybody else.
Yep. That's where money comes in. So.
That's where money comes in. That's why we're open on our birthday.
Baby first.
Baby first. Yeah, that's the thing now. Yeah, now that there's a new edition of Isaac, so we definitely gotta work more. Gotta work more. We gotta work harder, and we gotta make more money. Gotta get smarter too. We gotta really get this thing dialed in to squeeze every dime out of everybody. I mean, not to say it like that, but being that this is a business, it's understood.
Yeah, we gotta get better at dialing our system in so that we can be more efficient in what we do. So
more efficiency is definitely needed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before, as far as events go, we did settle on a date for our Smash Brothers tournament. So if you listen to this and you do play Smash Brothers, you're in luck because we do have a Smash Brothers tournament coming on September 25th. September 25th, which is a Sunday. Starting at 3 o'clock. You can sign up right now. You can come down to the Swing the Bible Lounge, get set up. Gotta turn that off before we record. Come by the lounge. You can get your, you can sign up and be prepared to play your heart out because sign-ups are already underway and it's looking pretty good. We do have Smash Brothers is always a good tournament for us, but this is looking to be.
This is gonna be a big tournament for us. I feel.
Yes.
I mean,
I can feel it already because it's already getting more buzz than any of our Smash Brothers had before.
I could say that. Yeah, that's a good. That's a safe.
So that's any indicator.
Not only that, but like literally, if just members come, or people that come with members, like that usual group, that if just them, if they come, it's already a hit. So, and many of them are already telling me about people that they're going to bring. So it's going to be a big tournament. Because it is a double elimination, I don't want to be here all day with this tournament. So, I'm wondering if we should set a limit. But we'll see. I mean, it is what it is. And it depends on, we do have a very competitive Smash Brothers group here. There's multiple people on memberships that are. There's like 3 or 4 different groups on membership that really play Smash competitively. So that's why it's really going to be a nice competitive tournament. I mean, they all play each other, but they don't really play each other one-on-one. So we'll see how it's going to be fun how things play out. And again, it always come day of, you have to perform. You know what I mean? You can be
the best,
but if you don't perform, if you don't show up day of, then it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
And on top of that, we are going to be finally trying to give this guy away. For if you guys don't remember, we had the Mortal Kombat tournament that didn't happen, and we still have the trophy. So
that's to be going on the same day, and that's going to be a free tournament.
So we're probably going to run it after. Usually we run them side by side, but I say we run it after. And that way, even people that are there, like for the Smash, can be like, what, it's a free tournament. I'll just sign up just to sign up to see if I can get, somebody could potentially walk out of here with 2 trophies. You know what I mean? That could be a cool thing.
100%.
So there is that. And yeah, it's gonna be an all around good day. It's
gonna be a busy day, but it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to it for sure.
Hopefully, if we can start on time, we can get out here in a timely fashion. For the Mortal Kombat, do we still do double elimination, or do we do single just because it's a free one?
Yeah, we can do single.
Yeah, I think single might be the way to go.
Yeah. Also, with this Smash tournament, we have been rolling out some ideas, and it'd be kind of cool if we pull it off. But if we don't, it's no worries. But because there are some major tournaments coming up
in Puerto Rico,
and we've been rolling around with this idea for a long time, but putting a VN team together and heading over there and establishing VI dominance. So we're trying to work that out as far as for Smash and maybe some others as well. So maybe that's part of the prize for this, or we'll see.
We're not about that. Like,
it's not set in concrete.
It's not set in stone, because also too, like, as much as if like people hear that's what we're doing, there's a lot of people that we're I guess you could say friends with that would like to be, hey, get me on that so I can get a free trip over there. But it's really not about that.
No,
it's about going over there and winning. You know what I mean? So it's like, in my head, I kind of have an idea of who's probably going to win the Smash tournament, depending on who enters the tournament. And if certain people don't enter the tournament, and whoever wins the tournament, I would want them to play that person to see, who's really the best. Because whoever we bring over there, my intention is not.
We're not going for second place.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm not bringing my friends over. Unfortunately, I mean. And I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be a lot of people might feel getting their feelings for that, because there are some people that are good in certain games, but I just get the feeling that certain people are better than them. And as much as it would be nice for you to come over and hang out with us in Puerto Rico and all that good stuff, especially if we're getting this thing sponsored, I mean, if we're getting it sponsored and we get things worked out and the money's not coming out of our pocket. Most people would look at it and be like, hey, it's not coming out of your pocket, just bring your friends, you know what I mean? But I want to win. I want to go over there and I want to bring people that I know are going to win, and I want to get them trained up. Because that does that now sets the stage for next tournament. Because now Puerto Rico will be like, last time these guys were here, they were just media. Now these guys got a group. Who knows? And it opens the door for collaborative events. Because now those guys will be like, okay, I played that guy, for instance, the top, Guilty Gear players over there, and he played somebody over here and got his butt whooped, and he's like, damn, that guy's really good in Guilty Gear. And maybe he's, passing through St. Thomas on a,
on a cruise.
On a cruise, or maybe he's just,
passing through.
Has a weekend and he wants to kill it, and like, I should go over there and, play those guys. And I mean, it opens up that avenue. Not only that, but it also opens up the avenue because there's legit esports teams in Puerto Rico. People don't know that. So that opens up the door for those people actually getting sponsored by real esports teams and becoming it really does open the doors for professional gaming. I mean, technically we should be our own esports team, but there's a lot that goes into that.
We need the right people behind that.
We need the right people behind that, and though
we have ideas and we have things we can work on, but that needs the right touch and attention. So
It may not just be us need it. You know, what I mean, we need more
I wouldn't
attention.
say may not. It definitely just not just us.
Yeah, it's not our cup of tea in terms of But but again, that would definitely open that door for them, and I would really like to see that,
Mm-hmm.
so that the next year comes and like, those guys from St. Thomas, or the people will get it would be a known thing. You know what I mean?
Yep. Everybody shows up wearing black. Be dope.
It would be dope.
All black.
And
And logos everywhere.
I do have an idea of people that I want to come over. But we'll see. Again, this is all just.
Yeah, it's just an idea we have.
This is just an idea we have,
We do have less than a month to work on it if we are gonna do it. So.
which is even crazy. Like, I mean, we've always thought about it, but there's just so much other things that take priority.
Mhm.
But now that it's coming closer to us, like, it would really be nice to spend a weekend in Puerto Rico and work on that'd be the best way to network, if you will. That'd be a networking.
Mhm.
So I mean, could technically write it off, but
There's that too. But yeah, that'd be super dope if
That
you can
would be
actually pull it
super
off. I really hope you pull it off because it'll be a good feather in the cap for VIVN.
it'd be a huge thing for Vivian. I think the press alone, that's a good press. That's a good press. We're actually sending a team over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's even better press if we win, because I do feel like we're gonna win some of those. There's a lot of fighting game tournaments that go on over there, and people that play here, I feel very confident that they could at least place.
Yep.
Much less win the whole damn thing.
Maybe even you getting one of those.
Thought about it, but then I would enter. I would definitely enter, but I do know that there's people that are probably better than me in certain games, so I would want them to enter too. And if we fight each other, then it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll see. Could be fun, could be dope. Lots to look forward to here. But yeah, this week as far as what we've been playing, a bit more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
I did get a chance to check out Midnight Fight Express. Very briefly.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that game for a while now, but it's been so busy.
Yeah, it's a new game. Dropped straight to Game Pass on Xbox, and it's all right. I mean, it's a game that's not as polished of a game as I would like, but it does have its charm.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that it does do well, it shines there. Like, one thing I do appreciate about the game is that like all the actions and interactions they're all mocap. So you're getting realistic type movements.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which sounds basic as far as gaming is concerned, but it's for a game on that scale, it gives it a good touch. So it's a fighting, it's kind of like your classic Streets of Rage beat 'em ups, but from more of a asymmetric kind of top down view.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's that kind of a game. It's actually pretty fun. You can level up your character. You can customize how they look somewhat.
Yeah, I see. There's like a
Customize
skill
your
tree.
There's a skill tree. You can
Which is
customize
very-
moves.
I thought that was pretty cool. I like that aspect. That
Yeah.
aspect of it would make me play it.
Because there's a lot of moves to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a chance to dabble with it a little bit, and there's some. It's a pretty brutal game. Like there's some good fight moves,
Some good violence.
some good violence there, and you can interact with the backgrounds as well. So if you do certain things next to certain objects, you can interact with that object. You can throw things at people, and the game is very like it just kind of is what it is. So like, even though a lot of the game is hand to hand and you're fighting, like you can still find a gun and just start
Emptying the
unloading
Mm-hmm.
on people, and there's no like buffer to like that they all of a sudden because they're a boss they can take you like
Mm-hmm.
you can air out someone like
That's it.
no problem and
Mhm.
that's it it was pretty dope. A lot of the fighting a lot of martial arts moves are pretty well recorded with the mocap.
Mm.
It's a lot of cool stuff. And the story one change I think would have made the game a lot better is if it had voice acting.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that would to me make the game just a more enjoyable experience. Because all the dialogue is just
Mhm.
caption,
Mhm.
just words. So it's like, and majority of it is like
You don't really care for the story.
not really that you don't care for the story, but a lot of it doesn't even add to the story. It's just
Just
words. So it's like,
Why are you stopping the action for me to read something that doesn't have anything to do with anything? Like,
Yeah.
those should just be sound bites. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I would change about the game. But outside of that, all in all, it's all experience. You know, if you're into beat 'em ups, you like violence, Midnight Express is the way to go. Yeah, I definitely want to play more of it before I can give it, like an actual review.
Mm.
Can't give you like let you know what I think, but just the initial, I would say I dig it. It's definitely one that I can pick up and play. I would. Another thing that I would change about it is if it was multiplayer. I would have enjoyed that.
That's I thought it like when I heard the game was coming, I thought it would have been.
Me too. I thought it was.
So I was very disappointed when I heard that it wasn't. We'll see. I don't know.
There can always be an update and expansion or something, but
It's still a good time. Time
I mean, it's a beat 'em up, so with beat 'em ups, there's usually multiplayer aspect to it. So it would have been nice if this one had that.
Yeah.
That way you can play with your friends, or even have like a survival mode, or like kind of like how
a simple survival
like Streets of Rage, like
100% a survival mode with that game, or
go
like
a long
a
way.
roguelike mode for that game would go a long way.
Go such a long way, or even like a PvP mode.
PvP would be good. Because the groundwork is there.
Yeah,
It's done. You just need to add features.
can you imagine like a battle royale mode or something like that? Would be great.
A battle royale mode would be amazing.
Just a bunch of guys drop in and just fight each other and just it'd be kind of like Rumbleverse, but
You have to you just find weapons pretty much.
pretty much.
There's no armors or anything. You just find weapons and have at it.
It could be a cool thing. And like I said, the groundwork is there. There's money to be made. If
There's money to be made.
if they can do it, if they can pull it off, it'd be great. A game, can have a long life. But yeah,
Also, 2 games dropped today that I didn't even realize they were dropping today, but they are.
What's that?
Splatoon 3 came out today,
Look at that.
and NBA 2K23.
There you go.
So 2 very popular games dropped today. I know people are definitely looking out for those games, so that could be a thing. Splatoon 3, I hope it has couch
Co-op. Did the regular Splatoon? I mean, did Splatoon 2 have that? or-
I don't. I used to play it, but I don't remember if it did.
Mm.
So that's a thing. We'll see.
Yep, we'll see.
Trying to.
No worries.
Yeah, there's somebody outside. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we had someone show up at the
Somebody showed
lounge.
up to the lounge on our day off. So
Had to go deal with that. I don't know how that affects the podcast a little bit, but it's whatever.
yeah, cause hopefully our audio still synced up and everything.
Good stuff.
We'll
yeah.
see.
We'll
But
see.
anywho, we were speaking about Splatoon 3. I hope it is. If it is couch co-op, or then I think that could be a good hit at the lounge as well.
Mhm.
NBA 2K, there is actually people that play NBA that would love us to download that.
Mhm. So 2K23, right? It's coming out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just in time for the new NBA season that's hopefully going to be starting up pretty soon.
Yep.
Yeah,
Speaking of NFL season, it's starting.
NFL starting up
Sunday.
Yep.
Cowboys are playing. We are Cowboys fans, so
Looking forward to that.
looking forward to that.
All the things that go along with that. And sports is always just fun,
Sports in general is fun. Oh, we're gonna get into a lot more sports when we reach the fight talk, which
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot to be had there, which we might even just get into right now.
Actually, yeah.
Of course, we mentioned. Did we mention? Yeah, we did talk about the last UFC because last week didn't have one.
It was the week before, right?
The week before is when Usman lost his belt, correct?
Yeah.
And we did talk about it.
But after that was last week was the Tuivasa and Gunn.
Yes. Well, yeah. Last week because we're doing it on a Thursday now. It's kind of
Yeah, because we're recording on a Thursday.
it's kind of
Yeah.
difficult to remember what's what. But yes, last week's card was pretty cool actually.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it was a good card. it was it went on during the day because of it was UFC's first time in Paris, and it was nighttime for them but daytime for us. So it was cool, getting to watch UFC during the day, like a pay-per-view quality UFC during the day. It's dope.
Because there's so much to cover, we're gonna do
just the main stuff.
We're gonna do the main stuff real quickly
because this weekend's card is Sadoozy. But anything in the prelims you wanted to shout out? Not really, actually.
Well, Alessio Di Chirico lost again via knockout. Trying to feel sorry for that guy. He's had a rough go.
Mm-hmm.
He's now on a 2-fight losing streak. He got pretty badly knocked out, and he did some pretty good knocking out, and then now he got knocked out again. So he was at one point on a good tier, and he was looking like he was destined for stardom. And I still feel he has he still has some good work to do. I still feel like he could still be something in his division, but
yeah, in the middleweight division.
Yeah,
but another person that had a loss as well that I feel was also on a tear was Charles Jourdain.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guy that was looking really good as well,
like
and
a world beater,
and had another tough fight, lost a decision, which it is what it is. Another guy that I thought was gonna win but didn't. Joaquin Buckley.
Yeah.
Him and Imanov.
It was a good fight though.
It was a great fight. Both guys, you could tell they had a little heat. Even from the weigh-ins, you could see I sense a little heat.
Mm-hmm.
And those boys,
they didn't disappoint.
Nope. They threw down, and unfortunately, it went to decision. It didn't go Buckley's way, and I agree with that decision, unfortunately. But when Buckley, he's there, but
still has some. I mean,
he's good at being the hammer, not so good at being the nail.
There you go. Well said.
But to get into the two main fights that are really worth speaking about, of course, is Robert Whittaker versus Marvin Vettori, which Robert Whittaker just showing that he is still the creme de la creme when it comes to that division, huh?
I mean, he is unless he fights,
Unless he fights Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he beats everybody in that division, and he said it himself, he's not going anywhere. So they're either gonna give him a title shot, or he's gonna keep beating guys that come up this way.
Yeah, he's gonna be the gatekeeper pretty much.
Yep, until they give him another shot. But he definitely wants another title shot. As far as the details on the fight, I mean, it was all Robert Whittaker, throughout. Vettori had his moments early in the first round. I would say like he tried to be a little aggressive, but Whittaker was just. To me, you could see the difference between a champion and a contender in that fight. And I mean, no knock on Vettori. He did his thing. He's definitely one of the tougher guys in that division. But Whittaker is just that guy. And over the course of 5 rounds, he's gonna be tough to beat unless you put him out. And I didn't see Vettori, landing anything to put him out. Even before the fight, I didn't expect him to. So there's that. And then the main event, which was Silgan versus Taito Ivasa, which was a fight that did not disappoint.
It was a great fight for as long as it lasted.
I mean, this fight.
Well, it was interesting because
definitely one of the more exciting fights.
Gan
of the year.
Gan is his fighting style. It could upset some people. He's a counter fighter.
Yeah, he fights very safe, but he does try to counter you. I think so. He's not like a. He's more or less like kind of like how Machida used to fight in a sense, but not as bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's
just 80% of the time he's being very passive.
Yes,
or defensive rather.
He's being very defensive, and until the openings appear, and then he takes advantage of the openings, which is probably the best way to fight. I would equate him. He's not as bad as Mayweather. He's definitely on par when it comes. I'm not talking skill wise. I'm talking about like how exciting the fights are most times. In terms of, Mayweather's for the most part, it's just kind of ducking and dodging, hitting you one time, ducking and dodging. And Gane does do a lot of that. Not to the Mayweather degree, like I stated earlier. But when it's time to go, he goes.
Yeah.
And I'll give him that. There's just a lot of lull
In between.
you know.
However, with this fight, he's fighting a guy in Tai Tuivasa that was not going to let him just coast to this entire fight.
Exactly.
And
Takes to
Tuivasa
the
started,
tango.
yeah, you know. He started landing and he actually sat him down like twice.
He put some hands on him and he hurt him, which made the fight
Yeah,
exciting.
he could have finished the fight. It was like, when it happened, I was like, oh my God, Tuivasa is going to be a big star.
Huge star, yep.
If he had knocked him out, he would have been the hugest star. This would have been his moment.
This would have been his coming out.
But it ended up being Cyril Gane's coming out party. Because Cyril Gane was landing on Tuivasa. Like, after all the hurting and all the feeling what happened,
Heavy and
then I got to a pretty violent fight where Gane was just landing at will.
heavy.
Showing you a lot of his skill, rather.
Heavy
Showing
and
like
often.
how he could fight if he was being aggressive.
100%. Which is my, you know. But again, you can't.
Don't
As
blame
much
him.
as I don't like it, you can't blame him. It's a fight. You know what I mean? You're not there to be hit or to be, you know.
In wars and stuff.
No.
Hit and don't get hit. So.
And of course, you're fighting at heavyweight. It doesn't take that many.
Apparently it does for Tuivasa because Gane was landing some shots that would kill most people.
And
This Tuivasa was just a Terminator walking through these things.
he landed some deadly body shots that just had him hurt.
Yeah, his body he was hurt to the body big time. He hurt him often, but he just
Off
kept
the
coming.
body. He just kept coming. He literally at one point was like, he was so hurt at the body, he didn't even worry about blocking his head anymore.
Yeah, he was taking headshots because his body was so hurt. Like, that's when the fight got really exciting. And, you know, him just
He would rather just sit there and get hit in the face than to take another body shot.
getting hit in the face. He was taking him, kick to the face, punch to the face. He got some shots. Like I said, that would kill most people. But eventually they were too much.
He landed. I mean, Gane
Got
landed
a nice counter,
a destructive uppercut.
slip and uppercut. That just
I mean, that uppercut. It was because it was from a. It's from a spot you don't really see that often because if you're. I don't know.
because Tuivasa was advancing.
Yes, and they weren't.
They were like same side. Like
Yeah, it was like
Orthodox and Southpaw.
they weren't both orthodox or both southpaw. It was like
Yeah,
the opposite.
Yeah. So
So, and he threw it from the right, So it was from the inside. So it was such from a weird angle, but the way he stopped and popped it, it was like
so clean.
it was clean. I was like, damn, that's
Someone else was coming to the
a
lounge.
destructive way to throw an uppercut. We're just like we said, guys. We're just
Could have been a busy day.
could have been a busy day today, but
It already is.
it already is.
Well,
We
yeah.
do need days off. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much all she wrote. But like you said, it was definitely Gane's coming out party.
Yep.
Gane
Happy
is-
for him because it was in Paris, France, where he's
which
his neck of the woods. So
and it was a really good turnout, and I think the UFC are glad that they did, and I think
they're going back.
they're definitely going back. I think anytime Gane's fight now, they're probably just gonna do it in Paris just to
Build them up.
build him up. I think him and Francis in Paris would be huge.
That'll be a mega fight.
That would be a mega fight, and they need to do it. At this point, they need to do it. I didn't know this, but apparently Francis is actually injured. That's why he's not been fighting.
What do you mean you didn't know that? You didn't know Francis' knee was out
I guess I
after the
forgot-
contract. That's why. Yeah. So
I completely forgot about that.
that's the only reason why.
I was more thinking about the contract stuff. I forgot.
That's actually what stopped the contract negotiations is his knee being hurt. Because if he was completely healthy right now, he'd be boxing, or they would have to figure it out. He's already out of his contract for the most part. Only thing that slowed it down, that's giving the UFC
So-
that's why they're trying to figure out what's going on with John Jones, because they want to do him against Jones, because that's the fight I feel that they really want. But if they don't get that, they're gonna just do Stipe Jones and just move on with Francis. I mean, whatever Francis wants to do, whatever. But Francis is completely, from my understanding, I've been following this thing, I think he's completely out and clear of his contract right now.
Oh, okay.
He fought it out. That's it. Because of the sunset clause that's in the contracts. He fought his last fight, and the date for the sunset clause has passed. So he's completely out of his contract. and he's the UFC champion. So
Worst case scenario for the UFC.
and the only reason that negotiations aren't being more thing is because of his knee. But it's already been 5 months now since he's been rehabbing his knee, and
Last I heard is he's going to, like, I think he was going to the doctor. Well, he did an interview where he said he's going to the doctor to check that week, but he should be good now. He should be cleared now.
see, and now
Now's when things get interesting.
Now is when things are gonna get interesting. I guarantee you, we're gonna get some Francis news really soon. Really soon. But yeah, the injury is why he, according to him, why he fought the way he fought in the fight against Gunn.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because he had both knees wrapped. Yeah.
And that's why he wrestled, because he couldn't do anything. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
But again, him, Gone, Francis in France would be huge.
It would be huge because it'd be a rematch. But it wouldn't be bigger than Gunn. It wouldn't be bigger than Francis Jones though. John Jones on his comeback fight.
True.
Not just Paris is watching that fight. I'll put it on.
True. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. But what I'm thinking of how they could utilize.
Gunn's star hasn't been brighter. Like it's the brightest it's ever been right now.
Yeah.
So a rematch between those two would be great, and the UFC would love it because they want that belt off of Francis. So
it all depends on what because Jones versus Francis. They would have to do it in Dallas, which is the biggest stadium they have. But the UFC doesn't like doing stadium fights, but that's gonna be one.
That'll be a mega one.
That'd be a huge fight.
That's the fight they're trying to make. I'm guarantee you're gonna get some Francis news really soon. If not next week, the week after.
I'm surprised we didn't get any this week, so it's gotta be the next week.
And he did. No, you never know.
Mm-hmm. Usually it's Tuesdays when this stuff come out.
Yeah,
So.
but speaking of mega fights, this weekend
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get you guys ready for this weekend's card, which is headlined by Nate Diaz versus
Hamzat
Chimaev, which has has mixed emotions for a lot of people.
Yes.
And me included, because obviously it's been well documented I've been a Nate Diaz hater or Nate Diaz hater for years. Even before he fought Conor, been a big Nate Diaz hater. I've grew to love Nate Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
Not like as much as I love Conor McGregor, obviously, favorite fighter, but I have a great appreciation for Nate Diaz and what he's done for the sport and everything. So it's a little kind of sucks to seeing what's happening with him right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen any interviews about Herman Herb talk about it, but I find myself getting more on his side now, which sucks because we all know
Chimaev's
going to probably beat him, but it's hard not to root for Nate Diaz in this situation. And if Nate Diaz can pull off a win, and despite all the situation, his star wouldn't be. It can never get any brighter than. So I'm pretty sure if Nate Diaz can pull off a win, the UFC can be like, nope, you're not going anywhere. You can have all the money.
Yes. True.
I can see that happening, but it's a very unlikely scenario. And this is pretty much what a lot of people are calling a lamb to slaughter. There have actually been petitions for people to stop this fight. That's how bad it is. People have actually put petitions together saying that this fight should not happen, which is ludicrous when you think about it. These are two professional fighters.
100%.
There's nothing like that mismatch in UFC unless you got a champion beating someone that's like in their debut or something.
Unless you're fighting the heavyweight champion versus the bantamweight champion.
Not even that, because they're both not a thing. But I'm talking about a mismatch for me anyway would be like someone making their MMA debut against a champion, like something like that.
Yeah,
that should never happen, obviously. But anything in between is all good for me.
It's all fair game.
You're all professional fighters, you get paid to do it, so.
And you know what to do.
Yeah, Nate said he didn't want this fight. He didn't. Even now he doesn't, but he doesn't give a fuck. He's doing it.
Damn.
It's like some gangster shit right there. And if you know Nate Diaz, that's just who he is. Doesn't matter how much he loses, he's the crowd favorite no matter what. And nothing would make the world happier to see Nate Diaz win. But as we know, that's the likelihood of that happening. It's not very good. It's like, matter of fact, you can, if you want to make some money, you can just bet on Chimaev. That's almost free money. In fact, you can throw him on a parlay. Any parlay you want, that's pretty much a lock for your parlay. But like that's how confident we are that Chimaev's gonna win this. But you never know.
Because Chimaev is that guy. Like I've never met somebody. Oh, not I've met him, but I've never seen somebody that's so. Not just confidence in their skills,
nonchalant about
but
what they're gonna do to people.
Yeah, and just so, and he's always kind of been. I mean, now he's more playing into the character than before he used to be. Before he was just that guy, But he's still the same person. The only person, which ironically enough, they trained together, that to me was like that, was Till. When Till was on his come up.
I missed that Till so big. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that Till.
That Till so long. That Till is dead and gone.
But that Till was on with me the next time McGregor.
Because he, again, like Chimaev, had 110% confidence in their skills.
And was putting people away.
And was backing it up.
Till has, got knocked out by Woodley and was never the same.
The thing about Chimaev's, I mean, he seems to keep his ego out of this fight, and he'll win. The only way I see him losing is he just wants to just get in an exciting scrap with Diaz and just start throwing.
Well, Chimaev says he doesn't see going past the first round.
Oh.
So his confidence is there. But there's so much going on with this card because there's also another petition alongside the one to scrap the fight which was people want to see the UFC put Nate Diaz against Tony Ferguson, who's fighting the co-main event for the fight, and do a rematch with Ian Jingland, which obviously is not going to happen because he already beat him. There's no reason for him to have to fight Jingland, but a Tony Ferguson Nate Diaz fight would have been the way to go.
Yes, that one makes more sense for both guys. Makes more sense. It would have been a nice way to land with the slaughter kind of thing, and a nice way for Tony Ferguson to probably get a win. But it wasn't as cut and dry. It's not as cut and dry as that because Diaz could definitely
win that fight.
Could definitely win that fight.
And the UFC does not want Diaz to win his last fight. Thus the Chimaev fight. So it is what it is. But also, as far as the drama goes, is Kevin Holland's also on this card, and he doesn't like Chimaev. Well, if you ask him, he says he doesn't have an issue with anybody in the card.
But yeah,
he says Chimaev is when the cameras are around, Chimaev is, like you said, playing into the character for the most part. But he says when the cameras aren't around, he's like, well, giving you like fist bumps and trying to be your friend and stuff like that. So
yeah, you could
tell he's a nice guy.
You could tell that. Like I've always seen that about him, even before but now he's he's definitely hamming it up to the camera a little bit more. He has a spotlight. He's gonna make as much money as he can.
And that's what he should.
That's what he should do.
But a fight between Chimaev and Holland would be. I mean, obviously we know which one's gonna go, but Holland doesn't think so, which makes for good fights.
Holland thinking about the last couple of people he fought, but he still lost.
It's true.
And against Daniel Rodriguez, who one of my favorite fighters, which I think is well documented on this.
Yeah,
space.
I honestly I think Holland's gonna have problems in this fight, but he doesn't think so either. He doesn't think Daniel's boxing is that good. He says it's more like street boxing. I was like,
okay. Okay. See, and I like Holland. And the fact that he lost his last fight, right?
No, I think
if I remember correctly,
he did go on a skid, but I think he did win his last fight. I could be wrong though.
Yes, he did win his last fight against Tim Means. Yes, his last fight was a win. You're right.
Against Tim Means, and the one before that was against Alex Oliveira, which is the one I was thinking about, and he did win that one as well. So, but before that, I think he did lose.
When he was on the skid, yeah, I got you, yeah. That's right. You're right.
So he is back on his comeback road.
But my guy D-Rod, I mean, that's the thing. D-Rod is not a very popular fighter.
But he puts those hands on you.
He puts those hands on you, and we've been speaking about him on this podcast to the point where. And we're probably done more for his stardom than maybe not, but I'm just.
He's 16-2.
He's 16-2. Yeah, he has a decent record. But he fights like how I would like to fight if I was ever a fighter. It's just
everything is clean.
Everything is clean, straight down
no
the middle.
Movement.
Just a proper proper boxing. you know, I think he may mix in like a leg kick here and there, but it's mostly you're gonna get those hands. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's got decent takedown defense, so that works in his favor. And it's like, I think he could give anybody trouble.
Yep.
To the point where I think if he stays on the path that he's on, he could definitely make a name for himself. I find. Because if you do something long enough and you just refine just doing that thing, you're gonna get better at it.
100%.
And he's already pretty good at doing what he does. So again, not a very popular guy. Not a lot of people know about him. I'm sure. I guarantee you, there's a lot of people that watch UFC that still don't even really remember him, or don't really know that he
Who he is.
who he is. Because he's he never had any buzz, never been on any big card.
Never says anything flashy or anything.
Nothing. But I definitely know who he is because I've always liked the way he fought. We've always spoke about him on this podcast. So
Yep.
This is the highest I've seen him on a card, so that's good. That's
Get him some notoriety.
this is his most profiled fight. So I wouldn't say it's his coming out party just yet, but I think after he wins this fight, because I think he will win this fight, people will start to take notice.
Yeah, because after you beat Count Harlem, people are going to take notice.
Oh, who's that guy? You know what I mean?
Also on this card, Johnny Walker versus
Johnny Walker versus Kutalaba.
Kutelaba, which
Whew.
has all the making of a great fight.
I mean, this whole main
Excellent.
card is just...
Main card is stacked. There's a one women's bantamweight fight on there with Irene Aldana is no slouch either. So
But neither is Macy Chasson.
yep. So that whole main card is going to be
The whole main card is fire. I like the main card.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Prelims. I mean,
the prelims, you have
Dawodu's fighting.
Dawadu. He needs to continue to string wins together.
Yep, and he's fighting Juicy J, so that's going to be fun.
Oof.
That's gonna be a fun
He's
one.
fighting my guy Juicy J. So,
That's going to be a fun one.
well, sorry, Dawadu, but I don't think you're gonna get that one. I mean, he might though. Honestly, he might.
And Jamie Pickett's fighting as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Barnett.
Yep, Chris Barnett, everybody's favorite heavyweight. He's fighting Jake Collier. So, pretty much two fat guys fighting. But there are two fat guys that if you make the mistake and call them fat guys, and while you're in a fight with them, you'll probably have a hard time. Because don't let the fat fool you.
These guys are as athletic as
As
anybody.
it comes, you know what I mean?
More athletic than I am.
100%, which is crazy. So that's...
Says a lot.
I mean, Jake Collier usually fights at light heavyweight. I mean, I think he's fought at heavyweight too, but he has a little extra on the,
Yeah, so this future is not going to cut weight for this fight.
pretty much. That's pretty much all he's, so it's going to be a very interesting fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, this card is looking pretty solid. Darian Weeks, I think that's who I think it is. Yeah, I think his nickname is Ugly Man or something.
Oh yeah, Ugly Man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting.
He's opening the card, so
He's opening the card, so that's a good way to start.
Yep. There's a lot of good things there on this card. Can't wait to see it. It's gonna be good.
And it's Saturday after our birthday, so
It's gonna be Saturday after our birthday, so we'll still be in celebration.
probably still be in celebration mode.
It's gonna be fun times.
Good times.
I see how this all works out with the baby now. See
Mhm.
how
Oof.
see how this all works out.
Yeah. There's that.
But yeah, a lot of exciting things happening every week. So we'll continue to bring it to you. Continue to enjoy doing what we love, which is this podcast. So if you enjoy this podcast and you like what we do, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Feel free to show your support. Become a supporter, official supporter. Link is in the description, or usually is anyway.
As well as
over
this way.
There you go.
Right
You got it. Right there.
Right here. Oh.
As well as right there. So
Mm-hmm.
become a supporter. Help us out. Everything is greatly appreciated. And you can become a supporter for as little as $1 a month. And, that doesn't hurt the bank for anybody. So if you want to see gaming culture, nerd culture, MMA culture grow on the island, that's why we're here. So
Oh, speaking of MMA culture on the island, how could we?
yes.
Before we
close this out, huh?
shut this party out, the Virgin Islands actually has their first UFC fighter.
Yep.
Not the first MMA fighter, because there's plenty of those.
Yep. Us included.
Us included.
Plenty of MMA, but as far as official UFC fighters, we never had anyone from the Virgin Islands until now.
Until now.
Because Tuesday
night on Contender Series, which is how I spend all my Tuesdays. Virgin Islands fighter was called in short notice and won his fight in impressive fashion and
got a UFC contract.
got a UFC contract.
Shout out to him.
Mr. Carl Williams. So definitely,
Keep your eye out for Carl Williams. I mean, I know in the Virgin Islands, MMA is not that big, but this is someone that's and they mentioned St. Thomas. They actually showed pictures of St. Thomas.
yeah.
They did a full thing on him. I was like, wow, like no one's seeing this.
Nobody's saying
Like, he's putting St. Thomas on the map now.
and nobody on the island even probably knows or cares. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I did see like I clicked on his name. I did see people shouting him out, but like on my personal feed, there was nothing, and that should not be
Shouldn't be.
because
Like, they even showed people celebrating for him when his win.
and it was in the States.
It was in the States. It wasn't St. Thomas.
That's so like that shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
And I reached out to him. I've asked him to reach out to me. He has not. I mean, he's a busy man. Who am I? But even now, so. But you know, I would definitely like him to reach out to me. I don't think I'm anybody special, but I mean,
we could get him on the podcast. We could do something for him.
we do something for him, but of no charge. I don't want any finder's fee. He just needs to be known and respected.
Yep.
Like all the other Virgin Islands athletes are.
100%.
I mean, Aaliyah Boston, who's great. No, she is getting like they're just hamming it up with her. She hasn't even played professionally yet, and she is getting all the praise, which she gladly deserves because she's done great things, and that's good that we need more ambassadors to put Virgin Islands on the map. But this is a guy that has reached the professional leagues now. You know what I mean? This should not go unnoticed. I mean, he haven't had his first UFC fight yet or anything like that, but it should definitely not go unnoticed. So, actually, I need to find that card. I had the card for later for the Daily News.
Yeah. We need to hit her up.
Hit up for multiple reasons.
Yep.
Okay, I got like 5 things I need to tell you that you need to know about. So
There you go.
I definitely will look for that card and hit her up and see what's up.
Yep. Yeah, so with all that, we do love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good afternoon spending with you guys doing the podcast. But you guys continue to be good to each other. Stay safe out there. IsaacBoyz out.
Peace.